A nuclear reactor that all people neglect and leave like this, without maintaining this activator? One time an earthquake occurred close to him. The heart cracked and is now starting to melt. The people of the city flee and people enter shelters. The government is trying to cover up this disaster in the world all at the same time. You try to solve it to the maximum. Quickly, I wonder if you will appreciate this. My friend, we will know him in today's video. Villa the film begins in one of the cities of Korea Southern, and we are currently with a young man named Appa, and now his nephew Appa comes to wake him up from sleep. And for your information, who remains a brother Appa who died a while ago? The important thing is that he really did. He wakes up and leaves the room he was sleeping in it. We currently discover that he lives with his mother in the restaurant she runs, and lives with also. I am the one who remains the mother of Oba's brother. At the same time, he died a while ago. As we said, the important thing is that now Appa is sitting with his friends, including someone very close to Appa named Generation, and we know that Appa, Generation, and the rest of their friends, they work in a nuclear power plant. What is here in their city is considered. This means that all the people of the city work at the station. After that, Oppa's fiancée arrived at the place. Her name is Yoon, and she greets Appa after that. They ride Oba and the bus owners it takes them to the station where they work, on the road. They are surprised by a group of people. They hold demonstrations and block roads, and we know that these people, my friend, are holding demonstrations in this way because they are demanding the closure of the station nuclear, because they see it as very, very harmful to the environment, and their entire city are public only in any case. These demonstrations end in the end. Appa, Gal, and the rest of their friends They go to the station, and at the station he meets his father. He prefers to shake him a little because he has come to work. He's late today, but he doesn't care and comes in. He stayed to work with Oba and everyone, and after work he stayed up and meets his fiancée Yoon, and now knows Yoon. He doesn't want to work at the nuclear plant. He just wants to travel to America and work there. One day you will reject this talk completely. And no, Appa, she has no one but him, and it is of no use. He left her and walked away. So he sold her a gift that he would think about. He will see if he will travel or not. After that, Appa goes home and talks to his mother and finds out he wants to leave work at the nuclear plant. He travels to work in America. But Oba's mother refuses. This is the second thing. This is final, and this means he annoys Appa. But he doesn't say anything to his mother. The situation passes on the other side, and at the same time, at this time we see the president of South Korea, the president remains a young man named Jang. And currently he remains. I know that Kang received a message from the president, the nuclear station called Park, and Park knew Kang. My friend, in this message, or report, the situation at the station is dangerous, and the station, it needs a lot of maintenance and has a lot of problems. No one cares, and this could cause a big disaster. All of this bothers Kangal, because he doesn't know anything. Something about this talk. So he decided that it would be the second day. They will meet with the Prime Minister to see a solution. They know why he doesn't receive reports about the station. This is final in this Monday, but it remains in place. Secondly, we see Park, the head of the nuclear plant, sitting with an engineer like this. A friend of his talks, and we know that Park is worried about the station because it might happen. Because of it, a large nuclear radiation leak causes a disaster. In addition, Park is upset that his bosses, they will not let him manage the station properly. It is true that the station is supposed to be managed only currently. A message is being sent to Park to find out from it. His report reached President Kang. Park is happy and feels that something is really possible. Change the next day. My friend Kang meets. I am actually with the Prime Minister, and I notice that the President, this minister, is a person with great political experience. You can say that he controls President Kang very much on the other side, and during at the same time, we see that Park goes to work in nuclear power plant. Before that, there is a president new to the station, new appointed, and this president, Kang, knows that he no longer has a job here. So he takes Kang's hand and walks while Kang is walking, and suddenly there is an earthquake in the place. This shock affects the nuclear plant. Of course, Park is terrified, so he is now returning to another station. He knows from the new station chief that the earthquake, what happened caused a large crack in the valve of the nuclear generator. Radiation and its degree. The temperature is increasing and they don't know how to solve it. This problem is how at this time, he says, bless, they need to start the ventilation process because the generator does not melt and creates a giant nuclear explosion, but the new president will follow up with me and do this because he knows very well that it is like this. There will be a lot of problems with the media. So I decided he keeps quiet about this matter for a while before he starts ventilation process in the hope that the generator will stabilize alone. And because this is impossible to happen, it will be a blessing. He's going crazy and doesn't know what to do. In the meantime, the news reaches you, and the Prime Minister tells you, Kang, they should keep quiet about the matter and what the people of the city where the station is located should feel so that their matter is not exposed and the problem is resolved. But Kang rejects this talk. Completely and constructively, he is now going through the evacuation of the city. So we see that all the residents of the city, my friend, including Apawoni and the baby are coming out now, so they can go to a shelter here in the city. He took a deep breath in it, and by the way, that was Oba. Most of the workers are at the station, and suddenly it happens, a new huge explosion, because the nuclear generator melted, because the ventilation process does not work. Hence, the real disaster begins after that. We return again to Oba, Jal, and the rest of the workers, those with them. And what we see now is that the explosion affected them very, very much. Almost all of them, they fell under rescue. But Appa got up again, and it will be good, and I will also find that the generation of its owner, and somewhat fine, and now Abu is coming. Jill takes him and they go to the hospital and arrive. There remains for the place Ion, Oba's fiancé, who of course you want to take Appa and leave. But Appa, he knows that he has to help the people here. He asks her to go to his mother, Woni and Min, and you stay with them and protect them. So you agree with Yun and you go and walk, and after that it will be Appa returns to the station again to save the rest from his friends there. But the problem is that Appa gets tired very much because of the amount of rumors and he falls unconscious. Our house is the second in the hospital in. The hospital still sees that the situation is very bad. My friend, because everyone is sick because of their exposure, a large amount of radiation in their proportions remained in the form of temporary, and we are currently going to the shelter where Yun is Woni and Oba's mother and who is now with them. There are also many other people, and I find everyone now. They are imprisoned in the shelter, and the army prevented them. They leave completely, and the army will do this too. I hope the news about the reactor explosion does not come out sharsh everywhere, and the whole world doesn't know what's something. But after a short time, the news is coming, my friend is posting, and everyone is trying to escape from the city so that they do not get infected with the rumor. But it remains from Appa, Woni, and Yun. Get out now from the shelter. They and people ride a bus like this a lot of seconds, and now they are trying to escape from the city, and at the birth itself remained in Ben Shuf Park finds that the new station chief ordered firefighters say they turn off the generator with water. Those who have them in their cars without using them seawater, and this literally drives me crazy. So I go now to the station chief and asks him that they turn off the generator with seawater because that's the point. It will be very easy. But the new station chief, he refuses completely because seawater passes through the generator, completely without hope that they will know how to occupy it again. Of course, Park goes crazy, and they know that this is how it is. The generator exploded and it became a fire. No problem. They are already destroying. But the important thing is to save the situation. But Rikis refuses the station and still follows his opinion. This makes Park feel helpless and frustrated. He goes outside the generator and sits alone like this. He knows what to do with people, and by the way, that was it. Kang is sitting with his wife, and now you know that he is the one who must solve the crisis and save people. Prime Minister. This makes Kang, my friend, he gets more and more excited. So the first thing he does is Park is appointed as the station chief again, because he can do whatever he wants and contain the crisis. Then Kang goes to the Prime Minister, and everyone officials know that he is the one who will manage the crisis from this moment on, and he will dream of the problem that I kissed them, and everyone knows that anyone objects. He can walk and submit his resignation. Of course, everyone, they are afraid of Kang and B's words and agree to them, very simply. After that, we see that Park. He lets his firefighters use seawater to turn off the reactor, and of course, reduce the rumors. What is in it, and they actually do this. And the issue is on an idea that begins to succeed, even if only in a simple way, for a short period of time. He will be able to bless his heart. The activator itself can know the location of the valve. It cracked and caused all this crisis. And they also blessed it with Kang, and they know that he was able to locate a place. The problem is that it will require a large team consisting of approximately 25 people to enter the heart. The reactor helps solve the problem, and Park knows Kang. Everyone who enters will be exposed to quantities, a lot of radiation, and accordingly, they will die after that. For a short period of time. Kanji gets very upset, but he decides against his will to act and immediately leaves at a conference, and people know that he needs volunteers. They enter and do this task inside the generator. They also know that everyone who enters will die. Unfortunately, after a short period due to radiation, therefore, whoever wants to volunteer can volunteer, and whoever does not, he wants his comfort. He will not be able to give anyone a job. Like this is in Nafsa, by the way. It was Oba generation after generation and few hospital workers. He is listening to the conference now because everyone has already done so. They were exposed to radiation and decided that they were done. They will go to the generator to do this task with Park, even if they die and it doesn't take long. By the way, he is tall and Park arrives at the hospital and starts staying. Oba and Jill know and everyone died without you waste time. Now it takes everyone's blessing, including them, Oba, Jill, Abu Jill, and many others. They enter the generator to install the valve. Those who have cracked and are actually trying to do this. The topic succeeds in the beginning, and this makes everyone happy. People say the radiation problem will end. And so the people who were running away outside the city is afraid of radiation. Like, Obawani. They were going back to the city again because that's it. The radiation will end completely, and there is no problem. There is no reason to escape. But the problem is that the crack. He starts to grow up again and everything that happened is going wrong, and people run away again in their own situation. He is more terrified than before, but Appa will have it. A new way he will be able to finish. The problem is that this valve is welded, but the plan will be, this requires that they destroy part of the generator, and the person who is planting explosives and will do this, he will die at that moment. Appa decides that he is on the idea of sacrificing himself and doing the job before Obi does his job, and goes on air in a broadcast live. And you will see his mother, Yunwan, and everyone people as he bids farewell to his family and bids farewell to all people. Then he plants explosives and thinks now. This part of the generator solves the problem. Cooling and generator are a bit independent. So the radiation problem is solved and the night ends. But of course, not all endings are happy. My friend, for this reason, Oba and others die. Many workers are literally sacrificing themselves so that the people of the city can live, and because their great sacrifices make Kang appear in TV and thanks, person by person, all on air. Directly only with this happy point. The problem was solved and everyone is now alive thanks to him, Appa, and everyone who was with him. And the movie ends, my friend. I hope you like it. We meet a new movie. I can only say that. That's it. Peace.